The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word. No, you are not tripping.
The final word.
And on Thursday, you are not tripping. It's Thursday. And it is the final word.
The final word.
We've been teasing it, but we're going to teasing it a little bit more. So we got a good off-season surprise.
The final word.
We got another layer of the final word.
The final word.
Draft show. So it's going to be going down. And I want to let y'all know we got some surprises. We got some new faces.
The final word.
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 Yeah,
The final word.
new
The
faces,
final
baby.
word.
The final word.
The final word. We got some more people that's gonna be with the final word. I'm trying to think, should we tell y'all tonight or should we save it? We probably gonna save it. But
The
we got
final
some
word.
straight heavy hitters that's gonna be helping us talk about draft, free agency, all the major talking points, man, of how to build the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm excited, man. It came together pretty fast too,
The final
man.
word.
And that's always the best when it come together real fast. Everybody was willing to do it. It didn't take no pulling on arms. It didn't take no begging and sweating nobody. Nobody, no big brothers, no little brothers. Everybody
The final
equally
word.
ready for this opportunity that we getting ready to present to the Cowboy Nation. So y'all sit back, man. Be right back.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word. The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word. Let's go.
The final word.
Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Man. All right.
The final word.
Let's go, dog. Yeah. Let's go.
Maybe I just wanna run it up.
Dude.
Count a check or something. I've been really in the field, let her. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something. Lately I just wanna run it up.
I see you, life.
Count that too, count it up.
Life crazy in the building,
Lately, I
Craig,
just wanna run it up.
Curtis,
Need them
Eve,
ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change
Aaron,
to the safe, got blues inside.
Bigfoot, Sin City.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my
Common
change. Take some
sense.
losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with
Curtis,
T-Black, I'm
the
with Raven,
ninja.
yeah. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and
The
now.
ninja, where you
Still the
been,
same,
dog?
I switch your size, now it's that
Daisy.
loyalty. You switch size off for the bag,
Neat
and that's for more
said,
to me.
DA Lee
I
in the
mix Nike
building,
with
DA
designer,
Lee.
I experiment.
DA Lee
You
in the
just rock what's
building,
on the
DA
shelf
Lee.
and I'm not feeling it.
Oh.
Search for the one, but baby girl, there's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too
Too
legit.
legit.
I've been really in the field,
Oh.
rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Let's go. Alright, so yeah, this is you not tripping. It's Thursday. And yes, the final word is here. Now, we decided to give y'all a small tease of what's to come. Because we now have really locked down the time, all right, and the day. So we've been bouncing it around, but it's here. So at first it was Wednesday, but we had to talk to one more person to make sure that the thing was gonna work. And right now we have now officially moved the final word draft show to Thursday. All right. Oh, hold on. It's the same link, OC. It's the same. It's the final word link. The same one. You should be able to come right on in, big dog. So don't go to the other link. Yeah. So, and if not, bro, you know I got it, bro, because I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into this content. But we got some surprise people that's go. Well, I ain't gonna. Well, if you're on Twitter, you know. So I'll go ahead and tell you. So what's gonna be happening is we gonna be combining the best minds in the game, the draft minds. Not saying we better than anybody else, but these are people that have a strong reputation of being very, very unbiased, very, very. What I love is I would call them very, very independent in their analysis. So they not fanboys. So you go see an addition to two people to the final word, and I love it. I love it. I love the growth of the final word. You go see DMV, and you go see J Tuck, and we gonna be bringing it, And I know J Tuck, and he been doing content, and draft content for years. So the fact that we done linked up like Voltron, that's amazing in itself. Hold on real quick. We got us a super chat and the OC in the building. What's up, OC? You might have to come back.
What's going on, guys?
You might have to come
Did
out.
you hear
No,
me?
you good. No, you good. You good. You good. You good. You good.
I'm good.
Yeah, you good. You
All
might
right.
have, all right. So, but just kind of explaining, because see, today we explaining what's getting ready to happen, and we go get into some content too. But final word, best sports analysis in the galaxy. Man, I appreciate that, big dog. It's gonna be even better too. And I'm telling y'all, with DMV added to this mix and Tuck, oh bro, it's finna be crazy. This is finna be a crazy, beautiful off season. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch to this view right here, the normal view, because Big Game James should be here any moment. Law might come in, he might not, but we cool if he don't. But yeah, man, I was just explaining, man, the final word new edition that we bring in, and it's the final word draft show. So what's your thoughts on it, OC, before we kind of get into this content, big dog?
Yeah, so listen, it's going to be great shows every single week. We're breaking down group positions, players, draft needs for our team, and we may even dabble into some other teams. So, man, if you want to just get caught up and understand the draft of players, the ins and outs, man, stick with us, all right? And follow us and smash the like button if you have not already, all right?
Somebody, my boy Marcus said, hold on, bro, they doing your boy. Hold on, let me show this. It's acting a little glitchy. Y'all give it a second. It's gonna catch up. I don't know why, man. It's acting like this. I'm trying to show you a super chat, bro, or your comment. Well, I just read it. My boy said, more people mean more buttons for boss to you. That's true, dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I'm gonna be wearing the balls out with the butts. Oh,
Very true.
uh, so B Love, she said, boss, you're looking handsome as ever. You're very intelligent. This is GT. Hey, what's up, GT? Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That's kind. I really appreciate that. You're so sweet. Um, Now check this out. All right, so we gonna get into this content now. So we was gonna kind of talk about this yesterday, and this is gonna lead into draft content too. So this is the deal. If we go be in and out of here today. I'm gonna get out of here in about we gonna get out of here in about 45 minutes. So y'all ain't gonna even be here that long today. This ain't gonna be no normal final word. But it was some news that came out. I want to kind of go over it, all right, real quick. So, and I want to definitely talk to you about this, OC. So now it's rumors out there. This, trust me, this gonna lead into this draft content. But look, it's a Cowboys back in OBJ sweepstakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and then you said Cowboys announced new decision on Odell Beckham. What's your thoughts on that, OC?
Just man, the Cowboys are the best of the best at staying relevant and attaching themselves to any type of controversy or big name in the offseason. And they're just trying to say, hey, we're committed to getting weapons. And I think they do have genuine interest in OBJ, but OBJ proves he's healthy. And that's just the end of the day, man. He got to prove he's healthy. He got to prove that leg is okay. And this is just a way to excite the fan base.
Nah, because I think something else is going on. I do think
Okay,
something
talk
else
to
is
me.
going on. All right. So I'm gonna tell you what I think is going on, big dog.
All right.
I think what's going on. Oh, you need to come out and come in because you just come out real quick and come right back in. But what's going on, in my opinion, think about it. Why would the Joneses announce that they going after Odell Beckham headed to free agency? Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you run up your own price by announcing to the world that you want Odell Beckham? This tells me, OC, this is what it tells me, that they just using Odell again for publicity. But they are likely doing what they did with T.Y. Hilton, where they was putting it out in the public that they was interested in Odell Beckham, but in reality they was courting T.Y. Hilton. I think they courting somebody new right now.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think they courting somebody new right now. And I got my suspicions. I want to get your thoughts on it. We gonna go through his film
Okay.
too.
All right.
I think this is about, y'all stay with me. I think this is about Brandon Cooks. Yup, Life Crazy said it. He said D-Hop or Cooks. I think this is about Brandon Cooks, bro. Because this is the same pattern of what they did. Because remember, they started talks with T.Y. Hilton in the offseason. But then they started to pretend to be on the OBJ sweepstakes. But that was a smoke screen. They was milking it for publicity. But in reality...
And I hope...
Go ahead.
I hope Amp right, DK Metcalf. Man, that's what I'm talking about, baby. I hope you right, Amp. I hope you right, bro. I hope your likelihood, it ain't likely because the Cowboys typically don't spend big money like that. But, man, if they sign DK Metcalf, at least let me dream. At least let me get my hopes up. Man, I'm telling you, man, that would be a game changer for real.
Yeah, you straight up dreaming, dog. But
I know,
hey, ain't nothing wrong with dreaming. It's nothing wrong with dreaming, though. It's nothing wrong with it. You know? I'm almost certain Steven not gonna do it, but why not dream, right? Why not?
Yeah.
But especially if Philly win the Super Bowl, ooh, that's gonna put some pressure on Dallas to go big. Wouldn't you say, OC?
Yeah, but I mean, they've already put out that, Philadelphia and all these teams went in to try to win the Super Bowl in 1 year, and we prefer to play the long game. So they're saying that we're going to be very judicious and responsible with anybody we bring into the building, and we not just go overspend or give you a bunch of splashes. That was the code for that, in my opinion. So we got Spot Can You Save Me with a $5 super chat. Your call line's open. I got a question. All
We
right,
can
that's on
open them
Boss
up.
Cowboy, man.
We can
Yeah,
open
that's
them
on
up.
Boss Cowboy.
Yeah, we can open up the phone lines. So let me see if I got the right number up here. No, that's the wrong number. Let me give y'all the phone number, man. We'll open up the phone lines. But go ahead, OC. What
Yeah,
you were
man. I
saying?
think at the end of the day, man, I mean, the Dallas Cowboys are a team that is committed to their system. I wish they would deviate to at least make one big signing, because I think one splash signing offensively would really help the Cowboys a lot. That's just my opinion. It will solve a lot of problems fast, and then now we don't have to wait for the draft and wonder what's going to happen with second and third year receivers. But who knows what will happen with that? Cook is a fantastic pickup. D-Hop is a good pickup as well. All right, the Ninja with the $5 super chat, man. We see you. Thank you, brother. It's not really a dream, boss. If you think about it, they traded for Coop in the same situation, end of a rookie deal, willing to pay them. All right. I'm the Ninja. I like that sentiment, man. I just don't know if the Cowboys are willing to bring in an outsider and pay him significant money, because when they brought in Amari Cooper, what did they do as soon as they possibly could is let him go. However, this is the ace in the hole here, so to speak. With Mike McCarthy's system, he could say, give me the same courtesy that you gave our defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn. Allow me to pick the ingredients to cook this up in a way that's going to deliver a Super Bowl. So if Mike McCarthy is pushing hard for a signing, I think they will actually do it. If he doesn't push hard and he says, hey, man, we're just going to do draft and cheap free agents, then it probably won't happen. That's what I think, Boss Cowboy. I actually think that we're to the point that if he pushed, I think that we could get a big signing, man. I really do. But if he doesn't push, then it's going to be tougher for us to bring in a big name person. That's just my opinion.
All right, we got the call in line, bro. You say you want to call on in. We open the door for you. It's 210-940-9064. So, and you got to call in now. You better call on in, big dog. If we go, all right, here we go. All right, Boss Cowboy Sports. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, boss.
What's up?
Yo. Hey,
What's
can
up?
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. It sounds kind of, on your end, it sounds kind of muffled, but I'll just get my statement out.
Okay.
And you can just react to it. Yeah, you and us can react to it. So check it out. So there's been a lot of talk about the offensive philosophy, right? The so-called option routes and all that. And you've been through it for the whole year. You've been through that stuff for a whole year, right? You broke that down, and it's kind of sad that people are still asking questions like that dude that came in, Dallas Cowboys 1972, that came in during the final word on Tuesday. He's like, what's our option routes? And that dude, like, right? I seen that dude in the chat. I seen that guy in this chat. I seen that guy in Sky's chat. I seen him in Law's chat. And he's still asking what are option routes. Guess what? That dude don't care. He's just a hater. But here's the point. Okay. When Amari Cooper came over here in 2018, after one of the games, after one of the games where he went off, someone asked him in the locker room, what's the difference between the Raiders offense and the Cowboys offense? And Amari, and I think they were expecting Amari to say, like, this offense is easier, right? No. Amari said the Raiders offense is easy because you learn one position and you run that route. And Amari literally said, over here, you learn all the wide receiver positions and you learn all the different routes with that. Right? So people need to realize, bro, when that dude was asking you the other night on the final word about option routes and all this and simplifying, no, dude. Amari Cooper, if he's one of the smarter dudes, he even said himself, this offense was way more complicated than the Raiders' offense. All right?
Yeah.
That's all I got on that. You can elaborate or whatever. I know this is a slightly different topic, whatever. But I called in your show for this. I called into the Sky show for this and Law show because people need to realize there's differences in offenses, and these guys are out here talking like it's the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, brother.
All right.
All right,
Well, I
brother,
appreciate that. All right, man.
And real quick about Cowboys, $5 super chat was from Dwayne Brown. Cowboys scared of signing a free agent because of Brandon Carr. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're scared, man. I'm not sure if they just want. I don't think they want to pay. That's just my opinion of it. I don't think they want to pay. They have a strategy on how they want to manage things, and signing big name free agents and giving them a lot of money does not fall within the strategy. But yeah, I mean, Brandon Carr is an example of something that maybe didn't go as well as you wanted. But man, I think that it's just them, and I think that it's going to have somebody internally like a Mike McCarthy to stand on the table and push for them to get a great player in here if it's going to be a free agent. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah. And Keystone, I have not checked my Twitter inbox yet, but I will, big dog, after the show. So, this the deal, though. Just kind of getting back to it. I want to go through Cook's film, if you don't mind, big bro. Let's go through Cook's film.
Go ahead, man. Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
The OC.
The film breakdown.
All right. Let's take a look at the young man here. I mean, the good thing that you see with him is, man, he's fluid, man. He's just a really good run after the catch player, and he got good hands, man. He can run a multitude of routes. He can do pretty much whatever you need him to do. I really don't see a lot of weaknesses, in this game. And I think that, working underneath, man, crossing the field, things of that nature, being just an overall, just really, really good athlete is things, man, that will definitely help the Dallas Cowboys, man. I mean, obviously, he's a guy that has a good amount of speed, and to me, looks like a overall pretty doggone good route runner. Understands concepts, understands leverage, understands what he needs to do a great job like that, catch the ball on the sideline and keep his feet in bounds. So that was a great job by him, just being aware and just being a pro. And then this athleticism, man, even that 3-yard gain is good, man. I mean, trying to split the defenders, moving his feet, trying to do what he can do. All right, let's look at him here. And on that particular play, man, look, I mean, overall, what was that? I didn't see the bottom of that just because of my screen.
It was
Sorry
an incompletion.
about that, guys.
It was incompletion.
All right, cool. Yeah, I didn't see the bottom of that one. All right, let's look at him here. And that's just really great toughness, man. Catching it in the zone, in between two defenders, taking a shot, coming down with the ball, standing up, and then notice how they motion him over. And so this is going to be really, really good, right? And that's just a quick hitch route. That's really, really good, and that's going to work well in the West Coast offense if we can sign him, because he'll have an opportunity to run in space. And there he is again on a quick hitch route and just making a move, and then I think they horse-collared him or grabbed his face mask or something on that. And so, cool. So here we go. So he's a guy that you can use inside underneath, and he's actually a really, really great complementary piece to somebody like a CD Lamb. And so, notice, man, he is, being kind of possession receiver, but on some of these plays, but he does have a big playability. Notice how they're throwing him the ball out, kind of like quick screen, or what I call that play an arrow. You just catch it and you flip it out quick, let him make a move and try to do what he can do. All right. So now up top here, and you see him at the bottom of the screen, coming up with the football again, man, on the out route. So, overall, from what I'm looking at so far, Boss Cowboy, it seems to me that, man, hey, this guy does a pretty good job, man. Good, strong hands, catching the ball with tight coverage, DB all over his back, and just really, man, handling business. So it looks like he's a solid pro. He knows what he's doing, and he's a plug-and-play kind of guy that's going to really just help you out, man, and balance the field, versus the other receivers depending upon the health of Michael Gallup, if he's good, that's fantastic. If he's not, man, he's definitely, your bona fide number 2.
All right, so like we told y'all, and just keeping it real, one of the things about our draft show that's gonna be a little bit different is we go sometimes talk about these free agents, because you can't talk about the draft, in my opinion, unless you have to mix in the knowledge of free agency. That's why so many people, when they say stuff like, what's your top need right now? To be honest, we don't know. Why, OC?
Because we haven't had the free agency period yet, and so that's
Right.
going to determine a lot. So Eternal Dynasty 199 Super Chat. Sorry, brother, we didn't miss you, man. We got you. What type of wide receiver do we need for the West Coast scheme? Well, I think that the kind of wide receiver that we just saw is the type of wide receiver that we need. A player like a Cooks, a guy that can motion, a guy that can have big playability down the field, but also be a reliable possession receiver and catch the ball underneath. A guy that's athletic enough to make people miss, strong enough to catch contested balls, and fast enough to get on top of a defender. And so you see, this is just an example in Cooks of a guy that has those type of abilities. And to answer your question,
Yeah, that's a good question too. And real quick, so another thing that hold on real quick. Another thing that obviously we wanted to talk about, like, was what my boy just talked about in his comment. Like, he talked about the free agent market is actually kind of meh. That's what he said, right? Yeah. So I actually honestly feel that about the draft class. So we have the free agency list right here, right? So what the Dallas Cowboys is going to do to determine how to build this team, because they do it every year, they're going to look at the positions of need, right? And they go determine what's deep. And if it's deep, they not going to prioritize it early, because you're going to have time to get good players. If it's not deep, they go do something about it real quick. To me, the problem with this class is, I think you're right, bro. I think both classes this year is weak. I'm being all the way honest. I don't like the free agent market. I also don't like the draft market. The draft players they not as good as the last 2 years. They go try to market it like it is, but no, I done already went through a lot of the candidates. I done already went through 40 different candidates.
Perry Locke with a $5 super chat. Stop all the stop routes and curls. Bye, Kellen. More pre-snap motion. Love the content, Boston OC. Salute to you, Perry. We appreciate the super chat and your support, sir.
Appreciate that, big dog. So it looked like to me, yeah. Keystone say it is womp womp. See, Keystone, he a draft head. See, people that been really looking at the draft year in, year out, it's one thing that you start noticing. It's not even about this class. You start being able to compare classes from other classes. This is not, trust me, a good wide receiver draft class. It's not a lot of them. It's very womp womp. Let me see if I got my button. All right, but we said we was gonna feature a few today. All right, so we said we was gonna feature a few today, and we gonna just kind of talk about it, because the good news is it is a few. So we gonna talk about especially one of these guys that's popping out, right? And obviously, he doing a real good job of standing out right now. I got to give the young man his credit. And so we go kind of go through his film. We go hit this button one more time, and we go talk about him on C. Because this guy in particular, I'm actually excited about, with no bias, and you go see why I say that.
The OC.
Film breakdown.
So we'll tag team this one. All right, so we dealing with Nathaniel Dell, who right now is the talk of the Senior Bowl. Okay, and so Nathaniel is out of our alma mater, OC. U of H.
Let's go.
Oh, the same place the OC and I gave our blood to.
Yes, for real.
And it's like for real though. Now this the deal. Woo-wee. It's a whole lot of weird stuff about this dude. First of all, the OC and I played with a top receiver by the name of Tank. I'm gonna try to get my boy on the phone today too. He was literally an all-American receiver out of JUCO, and he accomplished that feat in a year. And his name was also Tank. Am I lying, OC?
No, you telling the truth.
And see, this is the thing, bro, about Tank. I called Tank today, and I told him, I said, hey, bro, I told him about what's going on. I said, we getting ready to do a show. And I said, bro, I'm gonna likely call you. And he said, he go by Tank? He said, yeah. He said, if he is under 185 and his name is Tank, y'all need to get him. Go ahead, OC. We gonna get into the field.
You got it, man.
All right, we'll get into the field. Here we go. But the first thing that I always look at, because I'm trying to look at the mentality of a receiver. So one of the first things that I look at, I'm a little bit different in my analysis. I don't know how y'all do it, but one of the first things I always look at is how you block. You know what I'm saying? Because that tells me a lot about you in terms of your physicality, the way that you approach the game, and are you a team guy? You know what I'm saying? So I try to see, do you get after it? Are you a finisher? And this is one thing about him that reminded me about the Tank that we played with. He's a complete dog when it comes to blocking. Like he would get after you. You OC. That's just like the Tank we played with, dog. And let me tell you something. The Tank that I played with, the first time listen, let me just tell y'all the truth. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I hate receivers with all my heart. I've always hated receivers. I used to train myself to hate you, even if you was a good dude. I just hated them. It's just what got the competitive out of me. But when I watched Tank block back in the day, I started to love him, OC, because I was like, we got a receiver that's out there laying wood like he on defense. So when you look at him block, he not go fail you, and this is the type of mentality the Cowboys need. He's extremely physical.
So the chat saying he's too small, man. They say if McCarthy had any 165-pound wide receivers in his offense. And the word on the street, one person in the chat said that that Will McClay don't like small receivers. Well, we go break down potential players and gain people that can actually impact the game, because at the end of the day, guys, you know, it's about playmakers, and it's about speed, and it's about athleticism. So, you know, we go evaluate some people that we may not get, but that we think are good candidates, man, so that you guys have information, man. So that's what the draft show is all about.
Yeah, somebody say giving me Tolbert vibes. My boy Cole, what's up, man? My boy Cole also got his own channel. He giving me better than Cole vibes, bro. Tolbert vibes, bro. Cause see, this is one thing that nobody can ignore, bro. Look at that production. 17 touchdowns.
Well, let's show it, boss. You know what I'm saying? We talking a lot. Let's show it.
My bad, bro. But I just want to answer that question. But yeah, let's get to it. You right. Now, one thing about him that you cannot deny. He is one of the best route runners in the entire class. I was saying that before the Senior Bowl, because see, when I start working on this stuff, I already got my notes on these guys. And my first thing that I said when I saw him is severely underrated in route running. And this type of his stops are crazy good, OC. You know what I mean?
Nope.
And this dude, like, he would leave you in the dust. And this is my favorite part about him. Watch him on that contested catch. Like, I like them boys that make them catches with people on their back. So, yeah, it's true. Will McClay, he hasn't had a major history of getting guys that sticks, that's small. But see, I've always said this, and I'm going to keep saying this. It is nothing scarier than a route runner. Nothing. Look how much separation he got on that, OC. He had 5 yards of separation at that catch, bro. And all of these catches, you gonna see he got plenty of space. And just ask yourself, what would Dak do with a guy that get this much space? West Coast or not? What he gonna do, OC?
Oh, he gonna throw it to him all day long. He gonna throw it to him all day long. If you get that open, you get in the ball. Because Dak like to see you clearly open.
Look at this.
You know what I'm saying? Dak can throw tight window, but Dak really prefer not to have to throw tight window.
Did you see
just
that?
To be honest.
Did you see that touchdown?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, did you see how See, and this smokes. Ooh, bums away.
And that's that fade route, but it was more like a stop route, and then he took it up to a go because the quarterback hitched, and that's what we were talking about yesterday about the West Coast offense, the 5-yard step with the hitch, right? And that's the kind of stuff you can do. And then look at this. Yep. Corner to fade.
Oh, Will McClay don't want that. Will McClay don't want that. Are you serious?
Corner to fade, baby. Fade him up.
Baby.
Take him to the barbershop. He need a haircut. This boy need a haircut right here. He about to got him a nice fade. Got him a nice fade. Got him a nice fade. Gave him a haircut.
I don't even care what his 40 time is. I don't care. You know why?
See, that's what wins in the NFL. You saw the stops and the change of direction. That's what wins in the NFL. That suddenness, right? That sudden change of direction, that is what wins in the NFL, right? That sudden, just look at this. Boop, and look at the suddenness. Boop, oh, you see that stick? You see that 1 foot stick? That's the stuff that wins in the NFL. Now, mind you, this guy ain't gonna be 165 playing in the league. This guy's about to gain 20 pounds. As soon as he get in the league, man, he's getting on weights. Man, he's still gonna be who he is, and he ain't fit to play at 165 his whole career. He gotta get some man weight on him. But man, no, I like what I see, man. No, he's doing some good things out here. And his production, you cannot say anything bad
Look at this
about
route.
his.
Look at this route. Look at this. Oh!
Yeah, he's setting these boys up, man.
This is Devontae Smith-ish. You know what I'm saying? For real. My boy Cole say Devontae Smith smiling, he balling. I was just thinking the same thing. Exactly, bro. I don't care what your weight is. I want to see, do you create that space? And I'm telling you, no. These dudes is on a whole nother level. And we're going to be bringing you a lot of these sleeper types on the draft show. So like we say, we teasing it right now. We gonna have the full crew with us next week. But it's some things that people need to be aware of. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question while we watching this, OC. From looking at Brandon Cook and looking at this, which guy would you rather go with?
This guy.
Yep. And see, he dropped that right there. You see that drop? But look at how much space he had. Look at the space. Look at this space.
Well, they play, but look how they playing off on him. Well, actually, no, he pressed up.
He gonna get killed.
He pressed up on him.
Yeah. Ooh. Now that's 7 yards of separation.
Yeah. When you got somebody that's splitting the safeties, that's called splitting the safeties on a post. He split the safety. Whoop, lob it. He beat both of y'all. And he had to slow down to get the ball too. By the way. He had to slow down to get the ball.
Somebody say this look D Jackson. I think that's a perfect call. This is looking very D Jackson-ish.
4-3 flex with the 199 super chat.
At the Senior Bowl, he is clowning them dudes. He is schooling them young dudes. So, but this is the thing.
He got routes, man.
Oh, he got routes for next week. So this is the exciting part. Next week, everybody on their own is bringing their list of receivers on the draft show. We go all have our own list with our own ranks. Mm. Yeah, so that's one of the guys as we getting ready for the draft show. Like we said, this is just a kind of teaser show, kind of getting y'all prepared for different candidates that we gonna be talking about. All right, the next guy is on UOC. All right, we go tee it up for you, and then we go get out of here. This ain't, like I said, this ain't gonna be a long show. We just want to kind of, you know, tickle your taste buds of what's to come, because we gonna have the normal final word on Tuesday, where we deal with obviously the rumors that's going around, different changes that's happening with the Dallas Cowboys or maybe around the league. We gonna give you that same fire coverage that we always do. But this is gonna be a concentrated show about the draft, and we go always touch it with a tad of free agency, because you have to talk about free agency if you even talking about the draft and what the Dallas Cowboys needs are. So the next candidate, this is down your lane, OC. Dewan Jones, who's also a Senior Bowl standout. All right. So I'm gonna pull up his tape, bro. I'm gonna hit that button. I'm gonna let you go and kind of break him down, and then we go get up out of here, man. And then and just y'all get ready for the whole crew next week, where we gonna be really getting way deep into all of these guys. So here we go.
Yeah, and we got a lot of content about this coming out, man. Dewan Jones, man, I'll tell you. One thing he doesn't lack is size. So he's humongous. And whenever you roll the ball, so I'll be ready to rock. But
I got you.
no, this guy, they say he's 59. I don't believe it. I think he's about 375. He's that big of a guy. He reminds me of a little bit of the guy that was drafted probably about 3 years ago that went to the Jets, Meekum, that came out of Louisville. Yeah, Meckham. Yeah, he came out of Louisville, and he was another guy that was, you didn't know if he had, a couple big meals, he could touch 400. You just don't know. But he was a guy that was more than 350 pounds. And was just tremendous, man, in terms of his size and stuff. Big and Law, man, they'll be popping into the building, man, periodically. This is our first teaser show, so man, they'll be around, guys. I saw the comment.
Yeah. And I just talked to Law. A lot of this was about trying to figure out everybody's schedule. You know what I'm saying? So we got the schedules figured out now. So that's why this is a teaser show. So then next week it's gonna be full go. Everything will be full go in terms of content now. Real quick, we got the film breakdown. Let's get it. Hold on.
Let's go.
The OC.
The film breakdown.
All right, so look
tackle.
at the right tackle at the top of the screen. All right, and this guy is, again, 6'8", 350 pounds. And if I can describe his play style, and I'm going to try to do that when I break down these offensive linemen for y'all, I'm going to try to give you their play style. Well, in my opinion, his play style is bohemian. He doesn't have quick feet. He's not really a twitchy guy, right? But what he does do very, very well is that he engulfs you, right? He neutralizes you by just engulfing you. Using his size, staying in front of you, he moves good enough, right, to be okay. I do think that he needs some cleaning up. I would like to see more suddenness out of his stance. I would like to see footwork. See, I don't like that crossover where the guy changed directions, that he's not sliding his feet, he's completely turning his shoulders. It's a lot of technique stuff that he could get away with on a college level that he's not going to be able to get away with on the NFL level. This guy's going to have to continue to work for better conditioning. He did a good job sliding his feet there. Dewan, $99.99 from Travis Bank. Dewan is in my sleeper files, but his leverage and feet needs work. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Keystone. I think that he's a big, long guy, and when you're a big guy, I'm looking at how well you bend at the waist, and he doesn't bend at the waist very well. He just lunges, and he can get his hands on you and stop you. That's just because he's big and strong. But when he plays against Nick Bosa's and Joey Bosa's and people like Micah Parsons that have speed, that can beat you to a point and bend. You have to be able to bend and maintain your balance. And he's not, there yet, right? To me, he's really raw. He's really raw. He's a good raw, but he's raw. And some of the things that he's able to get away with now, just because of his sheer size, and he's just better than a lot of average defensive ends on a college level, he won't be able to get away with when he gets to the NFL. The benefit that he does have is that his upside is a Ron Stanley, in the sense that Ron Stanley was a guy that originally came into the league with the Ravens and then got traded and got a nice contract. He just played with a lot of length and just extending his arms to really keep you out, right? And that's his gift. See, right there, when he locks and gets his hands on you, game is pretty much over. But when you ask him to move his feet too much, speed and flexibility on the second level could give him problems. In the run game, again, he'll smother you. He's not a guy that really rolls his hips and pops you and drives on a tremendous level, but he's a guy that's going to be a good run blocker because of the fact of his size, and he can cover you up and somewhat smother you and basically make it very, very hard for you just to make the tackle. So if you look at him here, that was good, but I want to see him finish that down block, right? He stepped down hard, but he didn't finish the block. I want to see him finish the block. And I'm going to give you guys real analysis, and I'm not a fanboy at all, and so I'm just going to tell you what I really think.
Real quick,
all right, so notice,
real quick before we go, I'm going to pause it because we're getting some good comments. I want to address it. Trey said something that's super good that I love. Trey said, "We are known for developing linemen." Clap it up for Trey on that.
True. Right.
And then Marcus said, send him to Duke and he'll be ready in a week.
What did he say?
He said send him to Duke and he'll be ready in a week.
Yeah, man. Duke was great, man. Duke was great.
And that's real though, because see, this is the thing about all these candidates, in my opinion, especially when you think about what Trey and Marcus just said. All these candidates, it is now, and let me know if I'm tripping on this, OC, it is safe to assume upside, because we are seeing major upside when these boys are partnered with Duke. Is that a safe assumption, or should we play it safe, OC, and then we go get back into the film?
Well, if you didn't have the type of training that you had down here in Dallas, then you don't want to give that assumption. But yeah, all these dudes are upside, man. He's raw, like I said. He's a good athlete. I mean, to be so big and massive. My only contention with guys when they get up around 350 and plus is that they go have like a weight issue, like Beckham did, for the Jets. I just think that he has to go to the right program, and he has the mindset and the professionalism of a Tyler Smith. So as long as they did all their due diligence on him in terms of his work ethic, right, and the type of person he is, then I wouldn't have an issue with it. But if he's one of those guys, and we play with guys like this, Boss Cowboy, you know what I'm talking about, several of them that, man, we love to eat, and I love to eat, but man, you let it get out of control, and you come back and you spend the first 6 weeks of the season trying to get the weight down, just so that you can make it through a game, right? And that's the only concern with a guy of his stature that's really, in my opinion, looking at about 370 pounds at this point. But in terms of upside, yeah, the upside is there for sure.
Yeah, so we'll go back to the film and then we'll close it out.
All right.
But hold on. What's amazing though, OC, I actually said he had good feet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. Because
I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm gonna tell you the tape.
You can look at it.
Because we watched two different games. So this is the Alabama game. I watched his game versus Michigan too. Boy, his Michigan tape. Ooh, go check his Michigan tape when you get a minute. His feet.
I looked at some of it.
And you didn't see good feet? I saw good feet. That's amazing that Keystone and you didn't see good feet, but I saw good feet. That's crazy.
Well, it's how we define good feet.
That could be it.
It's how you define good feet, right?
Yeah.
Because having quick feet is different than having good footwork.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll say that again.
No, I'm
having
quick
feet.
Yeah.
Now sometimes you can have slow feet are slower feet, but good footwork.
Right.
Right? And so with him, I see not as quick on his feet and good footwork at times, but he's inconsistent with his footwork.
Okay.
I think he needs to be more twitchy. I think he needs to be quicker out of his stance. For his size, he doesn't explode out of his stance. He falls out of his stance. It's a difference. I'm not hating on him. He's a great prospect, and I hope but I think that he's a third round type guy. Now, he'll probably ascend if he keeps on playing well. And the kicker with this guy, guys like this, the kicker that makes people fall in love is how you test. So if he run like a 5 flat 40 and do 35 on the bench press, oh yeah, he's go shoot up to the bottom of the first or in the second round at the worst. But just based on
rounder on him, OC. Boy,
I don't.
Ooh, boy,
I don't.
Y'all get ready, boy. These draft shows gonna be fire because we gonna be going back and forth on some of these candidates. Ooh,
I see two.
You
I
see
see two
third
first
rounder? I ain't tripping.
I see right now. Based upon and I've done my top 10.
Gotcha.
I haven't got through every single tackle yet, okay? But I will, right? I've got beyond the top 10, but I'm saying I haven't got through every single tackle because it's a lot of film to watch.
Yeah.
But it's only a couple guys that today, and this is all subject to change because draft positions do change, okay? It's only 2 to 3 guys, in my opinion, that are surefire first rounders, all right? Peter Skoronsky, the Northwestern junior, he's a technician. He's for sure a top 10 dude. Okay? A lot of people like Paris Johnson Jr., his teammate, right? Which is a 6'6 junior.
Yep.
All right, and I believe he's a first rounder, middle or late first round. But a guy that I like better than Paris Johnson, if I'm being honest, it's not Antoine Harrison. It's actually Broderick Jones, the red shirt sophomore out of Georgia. I like him a lot because he plays very physical and nasty.
Oh,
I like him.
Wow.
Dude. I like him.
Okay.
I like him
because I think I saw some film of him getting murdered. So
he got murdered. He got murdered in some spots. But
murdered, OC. I'm talking about like dead. Dead.
I know. And I'm gonna tell you why though. When we get into those draft picks, I'm gonna tell you why.
All right.
So because a guy that you like, I seen Antoine Harris get murdered.
I would want to see. I seen
him get bloody. I seen him get slapped over like a girl on pass protection. I seen him get spun around like they was doing a 2-step. On pass pro. So it just depends on what you watch.
Yeah, it does depends on what tape you watch because you can watch tape that's totally different than the tape I watched. They can have totally different outcomes, and that's gonna be the benefit of having a panel of people. So let me prepare y'all for the draft show because now with our draft show it's gonna be different. Everybody got homework. All right, so this is everybody's homework for next week. You got to at least look at 10 receiver candidates. You have to, because that's what we're talking about next week. We are talking about receiver draft candidates. Now, I've been through over 40. I'm not going to ask you to look at them at the level that I've already done. But if you want to get the best out of this offseason and you want to be able to really participate and have real good informed decisions like my boy Keystone, right? Who's always ahead when it comes down to these draft candidates. We suggest that you do your homework, and we gonna remind you coming up into the show next week. We gonna remind you about your homework. So obviously that's not really serious that you really have real homework, but we saying what we go do is every week we go talk about potential groups, and that's by the time we get to the draft. By the time we get to the draft, we will have talked about every group and the entire chats on all the channels would have done their own individual research. So this is not gonna be a show about us lording over you and trying to tell you how smart we are and how we are so good at picking people. It's more so about all of us being involved in this process, fighting it out, debating it out, like you almost saw me and the OC starting to do. Like I was seeing something totally different than the OC, but by the time we get to the offensive line, we go work it out. You know what I mean? And we go have a film comparison. So that's the final word in terms of what's getting ready to happen. And we did want to tease y'all. Remember, we got the heavy hitters coming. We got obviously the same crew, Big Game James, Law, OC, and myself. But then we go also have DMV. We go also have J Tuck. And they go have their own list with their own order. And we starting with receiver. Okay, so for the next 2 weeks, we gonna talk about receiver and running back, because actually both of those are actually very deep too, just to let y'all know. So anyway, OC, what's your final words before we get out of here?
No, man, look, I'm just going to give it to you like this. Stay locked in here, man. Thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you guys for putting money into the Cash App. Follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. Stay locked here every single day for fresh, new, hot content. And until next time, guys, we'll see you.
We'll see you, man. Y'all stay up.
I just wanna run it up. Can we check or something? I've been really in the field, let up, yeah. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check or something. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, yeah. Count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives. Need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.